Item availability by timeline and event. So we're starting to get into some of the new graphical views. That's one thing that I've noticed that the last couple of versions of NAV has done, and the RTC has opened up to us. It's the ability to look at reports and on screen things in a graphical format and actually be interactive with them. If we can see, we're just going to look at some of the reporting first. And I'm going to go and actually run, I'm going to type in timeline in my quick search. I'm going to put my able to make report on here. I have a starting date, day interval, number of intervals. I'm going to click show details. And I'm just going to go to preview. And what that's going to do is that's going to bring up a graphical report. And I know in the past, NAV reports maybe hasn't won any awards for their colorfulness or their charting ability. Let's just say that. That's a nice way to say it. If you can see this chart, this report, again, we had on the request form, we had different ways we could run it, and then it gives us a nice graph there as well as the details on that. Now, if we have item availability by timeline, and what it is I'm going to type in an item number here. And the item number is going to give me a graphical representation of the inventory availability. This is going to show that I have that amount to start out with. Here I'm seeing the weekends in gray. And then I have a production order that's going to make another 40 of them. And so it shows me in a graphical format. Now what I can also do is put in a forecast name here. And it will take my demand and supply from a forecast that I've set up. And it'll show that to me again on a graphical view. And it's so much easier to see on a graphical view. And again, just like in the cash flow area, I'm going negative around this date, which is obviously a big issue. And I'm going to click a button that's going to include planning suggestions. So what I can do with a simple right click is I can go to create new supply. And what that's going to do is that's going to give me an area which I can drag and drop. Again, we're seeing it in the graphical mode, so it's showing what's going to happen. As soon as I get to where I want it, I can release it, and it shows the what-if scenario. So it shows the old one in pink and the new one in green. And if I create a new supply, whether it's a purchase or a transfer or a production order, it's going to give me enough availability, and I'm not going to go negative. As I click on Save Changes, that's actually going to create a line in the requisition worksheet. We all know how the requisition worksheet works. So if I click a button, it's just going to show me the requisition worksheet where I can create, where I can tell it what in this case it's a production order. I'm going to make more so that I don't run negative in the future. So those are all. That's what the item availability by timeline does. And so we have another question. This is another great question. Are the graphical views standard or an add-on? So everything I'm showing you today is standard in the NAV 2013 product. None of these are add-ons. This is all NAV 2013. So great question. And I know these graphical add-ons are these graphical views are so awesome. We figure it's got to be an add-on, but no, these actually come standard in the product. So thank you for your questions.